Hey people, so my name is LaPrecious and welcome to my channel. Let's talk with LaPrecious. So today I'm going to be doing a tarot reading video on Blac Chyna and her many relationships. I know you guys can see my chest and my stomach. My stomach is a little big, and no, I'm not pregnant. So don't assume that I am pregnant because I'm not. So now I'm going to be doing a reading on Blac Chyna's relationship because Blac Chyna, I just feel like her relationships are just really like spiraling out of control. And I feel like she really hasn't been the same since Rob Kardashian because it just seems like before Rob Kardashian, she was still known as Blac Chyna doing the different Instagram posts and whatnot. But when Tyga and Kylie got together, that was a loop. And then her and Rob, and then that was another fiasco. So let's go. So let's look into the dynamic of Blac Chyna's relationship with her mom, Tokyo Tony. Let's start at the head first. Okay. Spirit of the universe self, when it comes to Blac Chyna and Tokyo Tony, please give us an accurate reading on the dynamic of their relationship. Okay, so Spirit is pretty much saying that when it comes to Tokyo Tony and Blac Chyna, their relationship their relationship is pretty much their relationship pretty much is the dynamic. Let's see, their relationship is pretty much improving because their relationship is pretty much just in the works of improving, because I am seeing where they are going to persevere and overcome a lot of their struggles. It seems like a lot of the nastiness is coming from Tokyo Tony. Now, Tokyo Tony's personality and whatnot is more so of resentment and jealousy. So when everybody has been saying Tokyo Tony is jealous of Blac Chyna, it is true because Spirit is showing that in the cards. It's indicating that she's been jealous of Blac Chyna. She's been trying to live off of her, mooch off of her, and whatnot for a very long time. And the reason this is because Blac Chyna is pretty much the manifestation of what Tokyo Tony should have manifested into. Because it's like with Tokyo Tony and Blac Chyna, they both had the same start. They both started out in the adult entertainment world. Blac Chyna did soft porn for a while. Tokyo Tony did soft porn for a while. And it just seems like Tokyo Tony kind of lost her step or lost her way when she had Blac Chyna. And it was like she was so focused on having a household and being stable and just being married and just getting her ish together and whatnot. It's like she's kind of lost sight of her career. Because when you think about it, back in the 80s, when it came to being a stripper or a porn star and whatnot, it really wasn't like glamorized as much as it is now. It's like if you live that type of lifestyle, it was more so covered up, or you were seen as like an underground person or a person in like the outer world or something. So it's indicating that they are persevering, but I'm seeing where it's gonna take a while. It's not gonna happen really fast. Now Tokyo Tony is gonna get some advice more so from a minister or from a pastor or like a spiritual person, because Tokyo Tony has had a lot of issues and is dealing with a lot of demons, and most of those do come from drugs. Tokyo Tony has been a drug addict for a while. She has used drugs from time to time, and it has kind of like in that has kind of had an influence on her mindset, because this spiritual advisor that Tokyo Tony is going to need to go to in order to improve her relationship with Blac Chyna is indicating that she's going to have to do something fast. Because with Blac Chyna and her drug abuse, and I'm going to look into that too, it's more so of a spiraling addiction, because it went from being like a hobby or just something to do, and now it's like a full-blown addiction where she uses it to cover up a lot of stuff that she's been through, like issues with Rob, issues with the Kardashian family, because she's still going to court about that, about how they canceled her show and how she missed out on a lot of money. And I'm also seeing that, Tokyo Tony, as mentioned before, she's got a lot of planning to do. Like, you got to hurry up because if not, time is ticking and, you're almost out. But I do see where eventually things are going to happen for her. That Tokyo Tony is going to get some good news, and Blac Chyna is too. It's pretty much going to be like an open gate or like an open window where they're going to be able to meet each other and have a good talk, good laugh, good conversation, and everything. But it's also going to take some luck. So it's going to be like a streak of luck kind of thing because with that whole situation, it's just really messy and nasty, and it's just something that just really needed to take a long time to fester because the whole thing about Tokyo Tony with this loss, she felt like she lost her life. And she felt like due to her giving up her life for Blac Chyna and for her to have some form of a normalcy or some form of a household and whatnot, it's like she blames China for the reason why she became the woman that she did. So that's the whole spill on Tokyo Tony and Blac Chyna. So now I'm going to be looking into Blac Chyna's career per se. Now we all know Blac Chyna started off as a stripper, then did soft porn, and then pretty much spiraled into like a social media icon or sensation or like a social media influencer, especially with IG and Instagram. So she had a lot of buzz even as a stripper and doing the different magazines and whatnot. And then when she dated Tiger, it's like her name just pretty much blew up further from that. So let's look into Blac Chyna's career as of now to see where things are and what's going on. Spirit of the Universe 7 comes to Blac Chyna and her career at this moment. What's going on? What is it looking like? Spirit of the Universe 7 when it comes to Blac Chyna and her career where it stands right now, like what is going to be the outcome or where is her career standing right now? Like what's going on with her career at this moment? So it's pretty much saying, and I keep getting bursts. So it looks like Blac Chyna because I got the stork in the last pullout from Blac Chyna with the relationship between her and her mom, and then I'm getting it again. It's saying that as far as her career is concerned, it's gonna become to a halt because Blac Chyna has pretty much been working for a really long time. But I'm seeing where love is about to play a part in her life, where she's about to be admired by someone and she's about to be taken in. Because I did mention, I remember when I used to review her TV show, that she just needs to go ahead and get married and just get into some type of relationship that's more consistent and more just more or a relationship that's more grounded because it just looks like she's just playing around running around and not really doing anything. And it's saying that she's gonna have a fling more so with this man, but it is looking like it's going to be somewhat serious and it's going to be with an older man. And this is kind of much going to be like a fling that's going to turn into a relationship because I am seeing where there's spiritual love here. But it's saying as far as her career is concerned, that it's still like up in arms because I really do feel like Blac Chyna, she missed her finish. She missed her finish when she was with Rob because by Rob being like that extra bag of hers that she needed, she really could have just like topped it off with the emoji app that she had, the TV show. Probably could have did a bag line, probably could have did a clothing line. I mean, there was so much money that could have been gained from that, where she literally could have become a billionaire. But I'm also seeing where with this round that she's stubborn. Blac Chyna doesn't like to listen because it seems like this older man is going to start giving her the tools and the knowledge that she needs to go to the next level. Like Blac Chyna is in her what, early 30s now, and so she's pretty much had that ride, like a lot of women do in their 20s, where, you have kids, live a crazy lifestyle, have multiple boyfriends and whatnot. But then when you hit your early 30s, life changes and people change, trends change and whatnot. And so there's just a lot of, almost like a midlife crisis is going on. And it's kind of what we see here with the drugs and whatnot. Kind of trying to mull her over those milestones that she probably should have hit or probably missed that she just didn't get to and whatnot. But I do see where there's some luck gonna come her way with her career, where she is gonna possibly get movie deals. I'm also seeing some things going on with her music a little bit, but I could see her more so doing TV and television as opposed to doing music and whatnot. But I am getting conception. So it is saying that China may eventually have another child with this man, or she eventually may have another idea going on as far as career. Because as far as like the sex industry and the adult entertainment industry, that's like done for Blac Chyna. It's like Blac Chyna's already done a lot. She's already been included in a lot of that stuff, and it's like she's really just done with it at this point. So now I'm gonna look into the relationship between her and because Blac Chyna does have a baby named King with Tyga, and she has Dream with Rob Kardashian. So I'm gonna look into their relationship because Blac Chyna always likes to pump up the fact or broadcast the fact that she doesn't get any child support. She's fully independent. She works for her own. She takes care of her kids. That's pretty much been her moniker for a long time. So let's look into the relationship of Blac Chyna and Tyga. Spirit of the universe in itself. When it comes to Blac Chyna and Tyga, please give them an accurate current relationship reading. To me, it seems like there is a lot of with their relationship, they seem to have a platonic relationship where they're both really cool. There's not any issues, not any problems and whatnot going on. And it's just like cool beans pretty much. And it's not a lot of rah rah, not a lot of issues going on. They pretty much have a good co-parenting relationship. And I am seeing where Blac Chyna is going to be repaid financially because she does feel like Tiger. And I mean, we all know Tiger is broke. Every time Tiger is in the news, he's always getting a car repossessed, or he's always just being outed for not paying something on time, or for Kylie Jenner having to pay the bills when they used to be together and living in all these different condos and stuff like that. But it seems like due to Tyga realizing how good of a woman Blac Chyna was to him, as good as a mother, he's gonna repay her for that. I am seeing where there's gonna be a lot of worry, about Tyga and like how he sees her and everything. Spirit is saying there's nothing for them to really worry about, but it does seem like there used to be a lot of animosity between them a long time ago, mainly due to China not owning up to the fact of what she did with Rob Kardashian. Because I mean, let's just be honest, like Dream was a spite baby. She was a spite baby. And it seems like that's the kind of thing that he just didn't like because he was like, well, I got my own thing going with the Kardashians, so I'm trying to, kick this off. So why are you coming over here trying to like steal the cake and everything? So that was his tip about how he felt with Blac Chyna at the time. Now I do see where there is a lot of love, of what they once had, and he's also gonna like remind Blac Chyna of how good of a woman she was and how good of a girlfriend and mother she was, and there's gonna be, some love rekindled, but not so much as a full blown relationship or anything like that. But he is going to give her props and her respect. But I am also seeing where Tiger is going to be. He's going to be a force to reckon with. It's like Tiger is finally going to grow up and not kind of play house as much as he was before. And he's not going to be someone who's just always playing games or always laughing or always just trying to like play it safe. He's actually going to do his like responsibilities as a man, as a father, and as a rapper. So now let's look into the current relationship between Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian. Spirit of the universe self. When it comes to Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian, what does their current relationship look like? Okay, Spirit of the universe self. When it comes to Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian, what does their current relationship look like? There seems to be a lot of animosity between her and Rob Kardashian. And the reason why I'm picking that up is because there's a lot of mixed energy. Because Rob Kardashian, more than ever, feels hurt by Blac Chyna. I mean, let's be honest, she pretty much used him for clout. She used him to get back at Tiger, and she pretty much used him for money. Now, I do sense that where there was love there here and there, but more so from his side as opposed to hers. Because Rob Kardashian has always been in love, always had a crush with Blac Chyna, but he really didn't get the chance to until, her and Tiger was done pretty much. So it's like a stroke of luck for Rob because he finally got his chance to, talk to Blac Chyna. Now, I do see where there's going to be some issues more so with a man that's coming into Blac Chyna's life, and this is not the older man per se, like I mentioned before, but it's going to be more like an old friend of hers that remembers like the important things that went on in their relationship and just different distractions. It seems like this person's gonna be more so of a distractor instead of somebody that's gonna really like resolve the issues between Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian. But it's saying eventually that he's gonna leave their lives and whatnot so that they can have that harmony again because it just seems like a lot of the stress that's coming in between Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian is just the stress. There's a lot of stress going on. There's a lot of strife going on. And I am seeing, you'll be taken care of in difficult times with money and then, unsettling times because Blac Chyna is still in a lawsuit with the Kardashians about the TV show season two that Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian were supposed to have. Now, I personally don't think that Blac Chyna is going to win because they said that their relationship was so toxic that they couldn't even film together. They couldn't finish scenes. Rob was so self conscious about his looks. Blac Chyna was always getting irritated. And there was just a lot that went on in that whole relationship where things just couldn't, be worked out. And so I felt like even at that time they were breaking up because when you think about it, Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna got together in the beginning of 2016. And then it's like to where she was already pregnant by like month 2 or 3 of the relationship. And so moving further along down to like October when she had Dream, they had already had the show and everything because the show was pretty much at the height of her pregnancy. And so it's like in November, which was around like Thanksgiving or so, or more so like Christmas when the first season finally ended. And then around that time, I guess it was maybe like, yeah, around that time, I think that's when like the text messages were found, and it was like a lot of things being figured out about Blac Chyna. And then it's like she left him with no food and took all the belongings and stuff. And everybody's pretty much making memes about Rob Kardashian being left alone on Christmas, and it was a mess pretty much. So there's like a lot of strife going on still, because there were just a lot of things that were unsaid that should have been said at that time, and just a lot of disagreements going on. But I do see where there's going to be some type of event or announcement, and I'm getting this pregnancy card again. Like there's going to be a conception of a child or like a business. So it seems like family matters are going to get in the way. Maybe the birth of a child, or maybe a sad situation where someone is going to be lost, and it's going to kind of bring Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna back together again, not so romantic wise, but more so friendship wise, because Blac Chyna does realize that she caused a lot of mess between her and the family, and her and Rob and whatnot. And it's like she kind of wants to eventually make amends between her and the family. Okay, so now let's look at Blac Chyna. So I pretty much reviewed her relationship with her mom, with Rob, and with Tyga, and even now. But let's look at Blac Chyna and this drug abuse that's going on. Spirit of the Universe said, when it comes to Blac Chyna and her drug uses, where is this coming from? And how did this start? And what is her addiction looking like now? Spirit of the universal itself, when it comes to Blac Chyna and this drug addiction and this drug abuse, where did it start? Where is it coming from? And what is it looking like now? There seems to be a lot of issues going on with her, as in to how she thinks about herself, because I'm getting this self delusion card. Like Blac Chyna really does think that she has failed. And she thinks that she has, failed in her life, messed up, just can't seem to get back on high ground. And she has to put on these different visages and faces just to make do with what she has. And I'm also seeing where there is a reconciliation that's going to play a part, mainly between her and Rob, because she feels a lot of guilt over this whole thing, because there just was a lot of things that were left unsaid, left undone. It should have been done and said, and there was a lot of embarrassment, a lot of hurt, a lot of denial that went on, and just a lot of bad situations that really didn't have to happen that China created. So it's pretty much a lot of guilt going on with her. I'm also seeing where she's had a lot of broken relationships, where her relationships, she's noticed a lot of her friendships have fallen. A lot of her friendships, a lot of her business deals have fallen through. And a lot of people from the outside looking in think that, oh, those are not really Blac Chyna's friends. Oh, those people really weren't cool with her. Oh, those people really didn't like her per se and everything. Like, these people really were Blac Chyna's friends. It's not like Blac Chyna was just faking the funk when she had these friends. Like, these people were really Blac Chyna's friends. These people were really Blac Chyna's friends, and these business partners and business deals and whatnot, they were real. Blac Chyna actually was able to attract and cultivate a lot of these relationships that she had with people, and due to her weed and drug addictions and abuse, and her just feeling herself a little too much, it damaged a lot of these relationships for her. I'm also seeing where there's a lot of muddled thinking. She's not thinking clearly. She's out of her head a lot. And she just doesn't have the right type of confidence or really the right people around her. Spirit is saying she has a lot of yes people around her. I am hearing that Blac Chyna did go through a lot of the stuff she did in the past is mainly because she was being protected from a lot of stuff. Like even though Blac Chyna is who she is and whatnot, she did start on the right path with the stripping because she did know that that was her way to stardom, that was her way to freedom, that was her way of like really getting on the ball. She knew she had the body to do it. So she was protected from a lot of things that she may have felt like was for her, but they really weren't. And I'm also seeing where she is dealing with depression because some people don't understand that when you go from being this high life kind of person and being this high life, celebrity with all the style and status, and then it all just falls in a span of maybe 5, 6 years. It's a lot to come up with, and it's a lot to really go through. So it's like she's really looking for a rejuvenation, but I'm also seeing where she's been lowering her standards in people, hanging out with the wrong crowd, hanging out with different types of people who are really not on her level. For example, with the hotel situation where she held a woman hostage. Prime example. Why are you hanging out with random people, even if these people are fans, just to have a sense of worth, a sense of people being around you that you can control and kind of force to do what you want them to do? And I am seeing where there is going to be a woman coming back into her life. I'm getting a sense that Treasure may come back. Now, Treasure was her stripper friend that she was friends with a long time ago. And, Treasure did do an interview with Tasha K about everything that went on in their relationship and everything that was dealt with and whatnot. And it's saying that Treasure may spark a conversation or may spark a relationship back with her to kind of get her head on the right level and get her head on the right track because China really is not on the right path and she really is going through a lot. And it's like the drugs are just kind of filling those gaps and whatnot for her. So yeah, that's pretty much what's showing up in Blac Chyna's cards. And Blac Chyna is a lot of this stuff is real. So this thing is not an illusion. It's not for the cameras. It's not for TV. Like these are Blac Chyna's like real feelings. And China is a master manipulator. We all saw that, in the whole relationship between her and Blac Chyna, but we saw it on the real Blac Chyna on Zeus as well. Because to be honest, Blac Chyna to me is boring without all the theatrics and the different tricks and the illusions and stuff that she puts up in front of people just to make a show. Because it's like she feels like she has to use that to kind of put stuff on, and it's like when she doesn't have it, it's like kaplat, it's nothing. But it's like Blac Chyna has a real soul and a real personality underneath all of that, but she just doesn't use it because she feels like it's not good enough for her. So I hope you all like this video. Don't forget to like, leave a comment in the comment section, and have a good day.